Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesdays with Terry. I'm your host, Terry Wade, and we talk about metaphysics, mindset, and miracles on this show. And today we're talking all about attitude because attitude is the magic word. So I'll just start off with saying what attitude is. So, according to Bob, attitude is a composite of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. And so, with our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, we are getting our attitude. And we're also, an attitude is an energy that you're sending off into the world. And so, whatever energy you are sending off into the universe, you are getting back. So it's really important that we cultivate an attitude, a positive attitude, first of all. I like to say an attitude of gratitude because that's definitely a positive attitude. But what I believe is the more grateful you are, then the more you will have to be grateful for. And the more you just notice things around you to be grateful for. So when you have a positive mental attitude, then you are being solution oriented. You're looking for the things that you can do. You're looking for the things that did work out, or you're subtracting the lesson from something. So say something, happened, and really there's, good and bad in everything. So it's like, how are you looking at it? Because we can have a rainy day and someone could say, oh, I hate the rain. It's so wet and cold. And then someone else can look at it like, I love the rain. They're jumping in the puddles and, they're letting it water their flower gardens, whatever they have. And, just realizing this is going to be great growth to come with it. Right. So it really depends on your attitude. So there's a really great quote. It says, your attitude creates your altitude. And so I really love this because when you are in that positive mental attitude, you're going to notice people want to be around you more. And because you're solution oriented and growth minded, then, if you're in a company, top management's going to see that. It's a great leadership, characteristic. So if you do have a business, then being growth minded and finding the solutions and not getting so down on yourself with the challenges that arise, because challenges always arise in our life. And so it's like, how are you looking at that challenge? Not like you did something wrong and, oh my God, I'm a failure. I can never do it. But instead, I'm going to do better next time. And I'm glad that I knew this doesn't work out because now I'm one step closer to where I need to be because I'm, trying it until it happens. Really going to create a beautiful life for you when you start cultivating the positive mental attitude. And so another thing I wanted to talk about is just a little story about when I was younger. So I wrote this book. I didn't write the whole book. I wrote the first chapter in the book, Becoming Dynamic. So I wrote this, and Lisa Nichols, she wrote the foreword to the book. And she's also on the movie The Secret with Bob Proctor. And that was another story of something I got to manifest, which was super exciting in my life. But in the book, it's called Becoming Dynamic. So we talk about our stories from where we were to where we are and how we got there. So I used to have such a lack mindset and a victim mode mindset. And I was just thinking like things are not working out for me. And like, why does this always have to happen to me? And I did have so much to be grateful for. I had a house, I had a roof over my head, lived in a good neighborhood, but I was bullied at the time. And so all I could think about was, just how life sucked because that was the lens I was wearing. So Albert Einstein says, like the most important question you could ask is, is the world a friendly place? So like how are you viewing the world? Because there's negative and positive in everything. So yeah, so in the book, I go into when I was bullied. So I was bullied when I was younger. And I really let that affect me that, it meant something about me. Like these people, I cared about, like, why are they treating me this way? And maybe there's something wrong with me. I just really, went down this negative path of, yeah, like they made it mean something about me. And really to the point where, I was even starting to get suicidal because I just did not want to live anymore. But I have these 3 steps actually in this book, all about how to cultivate a powerful mental attitude, also to have that environment and people around you that are also growth minded, because who you hang around, you just start adapting. It's almost like a survival mechanism where you're just adapting to the world around you. So it's really important to get around those people that are going to, lift you up, inspire you, motivate you. And then also with yourself, like, you're living with yourself in your own environment, in your own head. What are you telling yourself on a daily basis? Are you telling yourself, I can, I will? like, oh, that's okay. One little setback, that's not going to deter me. I know the outcome is going to be good. So another thing, because we are talking metaphysics on this channel, so I really believe that the end is written, but it's a beautiful ending. Like, we are all going to heaven. We're going to learn lots of lessons throughout the time. And so some people believe in multiple lifetimes, but I really believe that time is not linear, but it's like vertical, so it all kind of happened. So I study A Course in Miracles, and the Course in Miracles says there was a holy instant where, like, everything in the world had happened, but we're just playing it out on this linear path, just to be able to undo all of the guilt in our mind, and just to, yeah, basically undo all the guilt in our mind. But that's just one view of looking at it. I do think there's a lot of beauty in the world, especially when you're coming from that connected space of peace, love, and joy. And we can really live in that state all the time. It seems hard in this human world because a lot of us are attached still to things of the world. And so when you're attached to things of the world, everything in this world is going to decay and die and break. It's just a part of the world. And so that's why it's also important to have that positive mental attitude, like knowing things are always working out for me. And if it's not this, it's something better. And I don't need to be so attached to outside things. I'm not going to put my happiness or my feelings of love and self worth on outside things, because I know that that comes from within and from within me. All right. So that is what I want to talk about today, on having a positive mental attitude. And so, yeah, do a little reflection on how is your attitude on the day to day? How are you looking at life? How are you perceiving life? Do you have an attitude of gratitude? Are you open minded? Do you have that growth mindset? So, just a little reflection question. And then also, if you are interested in getting our book, Becoming Dynamic, so there is about 20 authors in this book, short stories of people that have really triumphed over hard times and now are stepping into their greatness. And so I will put a link to that here below if you're interested. I would love to hear if you bought it. Send me a message here, make a comment. If you're on Instagram, I'm at Tuesdays with Terri. I'd love to see a screenshot, and I'll definitely reshare it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on my chapter 1. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.